So I was asked recently about paints that I use for action figures and vehicles and stuff. And the first thing I keep away from anything that's oil-based, so anything that's going to tell you it needs mineral spirits to clean up with, put it back on the shelf. That's most of your tester products and things like that, because on modern day plastics, they have a lot of flex to them. It will not dry. And you're going to be left with a mess that you now got to try and remove without compromising the plastic. So first we're going to start off with where I store my paints. I have a toolbox that I picked up, and this stores my brushes and everything like that. So I keep like a palette in a plate, a palette for mixing colors on and stuff. Just a bunch of extra crapola in there. So as far as paint choices, what I highly recommend is the Citadel brand. And I'm actually kind of getting ahead of myself. Before I do that, I use Citadel Chaos Black. I use this on almost everything as a primer. And I have had not one single issue of paint not holding up or not setting up right. And that's my go-to base. Then again, as far as any brush-ons, I use the Citadel. The other thing I use is Tamiya. Again, these all have no issues drying. Here's Flesh Tones. What is this one? P3. This is another one I picked up offline. Again, it's a water-based product, so there are no drying issues. I also use sometimes craft paints. This would be for dry brushing. You know, I don't know what example, but you want to dry brush something, I use these. Then to go over everything, I use the Citadel matte finish. Or if I'm doing something that is gloss, I actually go and spend the money and buy automotive clear coat. Fantastic stuff, extremely durable finish, and it gives you like a super high gloss coat. And you know, that's UV protected, all that kind of stuff. Here's some other examples of sprays that I use. Again, they're all Tamiya. Here are several examples of customs that I have done in the past using the paint combination that I've just shown you. So those are just some examples of things that I've used this type of paint setup for. I'm real big into, as you see, zombies, and you know, you got to get your gore, different colors. What I really like for making things as far as blood look wet is just a clear gloss paint. You know, if you can keep away from anything that's oil-based. So again, if you're looking at the cleanup and it tells you it needs mineral spirits, not water or soap and water, put it back on the shelf, walk away. It's not what you want. And as far as brushes, I try and use better end, either craft brushes or you know, things you'd buy directly through Citadel. And these, oh man, I've had these brushes for years. And I'll replace them as needed. And it's nice to have a variety of different types of, say even like flesh tones, that you can mix it and get either darker, lighter, depending on what character you're painting. Then I also keep in here some toothpicks for doing doing eyes, especially on like 1/18 scale figures that I was really into painting. You do the little white base, you take your color, blue, brown, whatever the eye color is going to be, then you put a little bit of black and white dot in there to do the the rest of the eye and give it a little more life. And then once it dries, you can actually go over that with some gloss, because normally eyes have a slightly wet look to them. But that is what I use for my paints, and again, I have no issues with the paint setting up. Everything dries, everything is play ready. Especially years ago when my kids were into playing with action figures. If I created a figure, it needed to hold up to the scrutiny of being played with, and if it couldn't hold up, then I'd have to take it back, readdress it, correct the issues, and make it so it could be played with like a normal, out of the package, off the shelf figure. So anyway, that is that. Thanks for watching, and I will catch you later. If you enjoyed the video, please take the time to like and subscribe.